I've had enough. That is something that I've heard countless times over the past couple of years, and honestly, people are not exaggerating. I know I've said that multiple times myself, and you probably have as well. But I want to talk about a message that I received here on this channel just earlier on today. I want to read you this message. This is what the message said, and I quote, "I've had enough. It seems like everybody is getting mentioned for getting some help in paying bills, but us older folks. College students get their loans paid off, but when I went to college, I paid for it myself. Parents are possibly getting a large monthly payment, which is great for those with children. But I've had enough. All I want to do is be able to turn my heat on this winter. But the bill is already too expensive, and I know I won't be able to afford it." Now, I can understand why people are upset when one group of Americans get some relief in some way and others don't. I get it, because we've seen this for decades, and over the past couple of years, it's really only accelerated. But here's what I can tell you. This is not the only person. This is coming from Shelly R. But she is not the only person that has brought this up. That she is sick and tired of seeing everybody else get some form of relief. And it's not just here in this country either. Other countries are getting assistance from U.S. taxpayers. And if you're upset about this, let me know down in the comment section below. Write that. All I want you to do is write, "I've had enough." That's it. Now, we've heard from state officials, especially up in the Northeast, that they are going to have a shortage of diesel and heating oil this winter. They say to be prepared, plan ahead, prices are going to increase. That's what they've said. We've heard from officials down the South where they are anticipating rolling blackouts. And in a time when we are needing heat because it's getting cold, well, we need to make sure that we have electricity. And in the South, just so you know, nearly 50% of people in the South are using, or actually more than 50%, are using electricity to heat their homes. We know 50% of all U.S. households, they rely on natural gas. But it's already very difficult to pay for. Because again, there was a shortage. Doesn't mean we're running out, but it does mean prices are going to increase. When there's short supply, but demand is still elevated, which we are going to see over this winter, it's going to be very difficult for lower income and some middle income households to pay for this. Now, when we are currently experiencing a personal savings rate of 3.1%, but yet we have credit card debt that's the highest it has ever been in our history, that's a problem. Because how do lower income households or even middle income households pay for utility bills if they don't have money? And this is something I want to ask you as well. I'll give you my input also. But let's say you have medical bills, right? You have medications you need to buy. You got to pay for food. You have to pay for your rent or your mortgage, right? You got to pay for your car payment, and then you have utilities. You have these things. Or even if you don't have your car payment, you got to put gas in your car, right? So you got shelter, you got food. Those are two main ones, and then utilities. What would you cut out of those 6 things? Would you cut you don't take your car anywhere, or you don't pay it anymore and let the bank come and repossess it? Would you not pay your rent or your mortgage, and hopefully your landlord or the bank is going to be okay with that, or you're going to be behind on payments? Do you not pay your medical bills? Right? I know a lot of people haven't been paying their medical bills lately simply because they don't have the money. Do you not buy your medications that you need to live? Or do you not buy food? Well, here's what's happening. Let's take medical bills off the table because I know a lot of people are not going to pay those. Or they're not if they don't have the money, right? How could you? But let's put rent, let's put medications, let's put utilities, and let's put food up there. We're going to take the car payment off the table as well. Those 4 things. You know what people are doing right now? Because they have to have heat. Guess what? They are purposely not buying enough food for themselves and their family in order to get by, just scrape by, right? That's what we're seeing. Food insecurity, simply because of utility bills going up. Now, here's the truth. Lawmakers have discussed multiple ways to provide help to Americans and to bring utility payments down. There are some programs out there. This isn't a video to go into that, but there are some programs out there. You can go to Google, you can find them for your location. But what keeps getting overshadowed is all the different help that is out there. And you know why that's being overshadowed? It's because lawmakers are trying to deal with this oil crisis. Which this oil crisis, normally what we would do, we'd go and tap the reserves, the strategic petroleum reserves. That's what we do. You know what we can't do right now? We cannot go and pull more oil from our strategic petroleum reserve because we've already somewhat depleted that. President Biden, he passed something or signed something back in June, where he was going to pull 1 million barrels of oil out of our strategic petroleum reserve every single day for 3 months, or was it 6 months? Whatever it was, right? 180 days. He did that. He pulled oil out. It brought costs down, which is great. But now we're somewhat in another dilemma, another crisis. How do we get through the next 3 months? We're in December. It's December 2nd. Again, happy December. But we got to get through December, January, February, and into March. We almost got to go 4 months. 4 months in order to get through this crisis of winter. So, I understand why people are upset. I understand why people are mad. I get why some people are just extremely worried about how are they going to pay their utility bills? Where is the money going to come from? Because here's what is expected. December isn't going to be a horrible month, at least according to experts in the reports. But come January, after the holiday season, when retailers and businesses begin letting people go, how are people going to pay a utility bill if they have no income? This is why experts say bills won't be paid. They will not be paid simply because people will not have money, and it will be a very cold, cold winter. So here's what I can tell you right now. Be prepared. Get yourself prepared. Make a little bit extra money. Save more money. Reduce your expenses. Get some little heaters. Get some heaters. Okay? I'm going to show you this. I actually bought an extra heater just the other day. Still in the box, little portable buddy 4,000 to 9,000 BTU heater. These things are great. These things are great. They work really well. Okay? Now, they say these are safe for in-home use. I'll tell you right now, I probably will not use this in a confined space. It has to have proper ventilation, and then you could potentially use it. But this is a great little thing to have. Okay? I'll put a link to this exact one. You can go and get it on Amazon. They're like 70 to 80 bucks, 70, $75, something like that. Really good item to have. Highly recommend it. Again, it will help you if your power goes out, right? If you cannot afford, heating oil, right? Just whatever. Keep something like that. Now, it's not one of those things that's going to last forever. Obviously, it uses small little tanks, but it's something that will help. Okay? So again, I will leave the link to that the Mr. Buddy portable heater down in the description box below, so go and check it out if you want to. But again, that's what we know at this time. People have had enough. They've had enough. They want some additional relief. But when's it coming? Well, we'll find out. And as soon as we do, I promise I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.